I have a question for you. And, before you answer, I want you to really visualize your day yesterday.
Hmm.
Be honest with me. Be honest with yourself. How many hours did you spend staring at a Google Chrome window?
Oh, wow. Okay. If we're tallying up everything, work, research, email, maybe a little bit of doom scrolling when nobody's looking, it is the vast majority of my waking life.
You are definitely not alone. According to the research we're unpacking today, for the average digital worker, that number is over 8 hours. 8 hours.
hmm
That is a full workday every single day living inside that one specific browser frame.
It sounds almost dystopian when you put it that way, but it's just the reality of the modern economy, isn't it? The browser isn't just a tool anymore, it's the office, it's the conference room, it's the water cooler. It's where everything happens.
Exactly. And that brings us to the mission of today's deep dive. We're looking at a fascinating piece by Tom Orbach from Marketing Ideas called The 8-Hour Window. And the source poses a very uncomfortable question for every business leader listening to this. It asks, if your users are living inside that browser for 8 hours a day, are you there too? Or are you waiting for them to come find you?
Spoiler alert, you're probably waiting. And in today's attention economy, that is a very dangerous place to be.
So today we're going to explore why the humble Chrome extension might be the single most undervalued marketing asset in existence. And before you tune out thinking, I don't run a software company, this isn't for me, stop.
Please stop, because Orbach's central argument is that this applies to everyone. E-commerce, consulting, education, agencies. If you have customers who use the internet, there is a play here for you. We're going to look at the billion-dollar giants who built their empires this way, break down the 4 psychological hacks that make it work, and then give you a menu of ideas to build your own.
Let's get into it. To understand why this is such a big deal, we have to look at the old way of doing things. The source calls it the portal model.
Right. And this is how, 99% of the web works today. Let's say I have a problem. Maybe I need to check my grammar, or I need to find an email address for a sales prospect. In the portal model, I have to physically stop what I'm doing. I open a new tab. I type in a URL, say your-product.com. I wait for it to load. I log in. I navigate to the dashboard. I do the thing. And then I have to go all the way back to where I started.
It sounds trivial when you describe it step by step, but in the economy of attention, that is a massive disruption. It feels like a chore.
It's huge friction. It's what designers call context switching. Every time you force a user to leave their current workflow to come to your portal, you're paxing their brain. You're asking them to break their flow state, and eventually they just stop doing it.
Yeah.
They find a path of least resistance.
Enter the new paradigm. Orbach calls this the mini version approach.
This is the shift. Instead of shouting, "Come visit my shop," successful companies are saying, "I see you're busy at your desk. I'm just going to set up a little stall right here next to you." You don't ask the user to leave. You build a Chrome extension that sits quietly in the browser, waiting for the exact moment it's needed.
And the absolute heavyweight champion of this strategy has to be Grammarly.
A $13 billion company. And we have to really let that sink in. $13 billion.
And they did not get there by having a cool website.
No! Think about it. If Grammarly relied on the portal model, nobody would use it. Imagine drafting an email in Gmail to your boss. You'd have to copy the text, open a new tab, paste it into Grammarly to check for commas, copy it back, and paste it into Gmail. Who has time for that?
I would rather send a typo-filled email and hope for the best.
100%. Grammarly won because of the little green dot. They injected their product into the places where the problem was happening. You're in Gmail. The dot is there. You're in Slack. The dot is there. They brought the solution to the user.
It's presence. It's about being omnipresent. And once you start looking for this extension-first strategy, you realize Grammarly isn't the only one. The source lists some absolute titans who have quietly used this to dominate their markets.
It's a bit of a who's who of modern tech. Take Loom, for instance.
Oh, I use Loom every day. Video messaging? It's completely replaced long meetings for me.
But how do you use it? Do you go to loom.com to record?
Never. I hit the little icon in my browser bar.
Exactly. Loom realized that the moment of need, the moment you want to record a video, usually happens when you are looking at something else. You spot a bug on a website, or you need to explain a spreadsheet variance. The extension allows you to record the context you are already in. If they forced you to go to their site, the context would be lost. You'd be recording a video of the Loom dashboard, which is useless.
That's a key distinction. It's not just about convenience, it's about capturing context. What about Notion? Everyone thinks of Notion as a destination site, a place you go to build your wiki or manage your life.
Notion is a destination, true. but their growth engine. It's the web clipper extension. They know that a huge part of knowledge work is gathering research, so they built a bridge. You're reading an article on the New York Times or a recipe or a data set. You click the button, and it sucks that content straight into your Notion database.
It feeds the beast.
It feeds the beast without making you leave the hunt. It removes the friction of copy, paste, save.
Okay, I want to bring up one that I hadn't really considered as an extension play until I read this deep dive. Clearbit. This is more B2B business to business, but it's brilliant.
Clearbit is a classic example of what we call data overlay. They sell information about companies and employees. The old way would be go to Clearbit, search for John Smith at Google, get his email. The new way, you install the extension. Now, when you go to John Smith's LinkedIn profile, Clearbit just overlays his email address right there on the LinkedIn page.
It feels native, like LinkedIn just got superpowers.
That's the magic word, native. It feels like part of the platform you are already on. You don't feel like you are using Clearbit. You feel like you are using a better version of LinkedIn.
And then you have the technical ones like Wiz. This one feels very niche, but the principle is universal.
Yeah, Wiz is interesting. They do cloud security. Now, usually security is an audit. You build the cloud environment, and then a week later, security comes in and yells at you for leaving a port open. Wiz built an extension that sits in the browser while the engineer is configuring the cloud console. It warns them of security risks in real time as they are clicking the buttons.
It's like spell check for cloud infrastructure.
Precisely. It catches the error at the source.
And finally, Zoom. We all know Zoom.
The make it a Zoom meeting button inside Google Calendar.
Yes. Before that button, scheduling was a nightmare.
You had to open Zoom, schedule the meeting, copy the invite link, go to Google Calendar, create the event, paste the link. It was 5 steps. Now, you click Add Zoom Meeting. Done. Zoom owns the calendar to meeting workflow because they inserted themselves into the calendar interface.
So the takeaway from this first segment is pretty undeniable. The best products don't make you visit them, they visit you. But knowing that it works is different from understanding why it works strategically. Orbach breaks this down into 4 specific hacks.
These hacks are really the psychological underpinnings of why extensions work. If you're trying to pitch this to your boss or your co-founder, this is the language you need to use.
Let's unpack them. Hack number 1, retention.
This is all about default bias. Humans are cognitively lazy. We stick with the defaults. When you install an extension like Grammarly or LastPass, it literally becomes part of the browser interface. It's part of the furniture. You don't have to remember to use it because it pops up automatically.
It becomes a habit loop that you don't even have to initiate.
Right. And once you are the default, retention is incredibly high. To stop using Grammarly, I have to actively go into my settings, find the extension, and disable it. That is way more friction than just closing a tab. So, churn-losing customers drop significantly. You become sticky by default.
Which leads right into hack number 2, acquisition. Orbach uses a metaphor here that made me laugh, but it's strikingly accurate.
The drug dealer model.
We probably shouldn't use that in our corporate slide decks, but tell us why it fits.
Well, it fits because the mechanics are the same. You give the product away for free. Most extensions are free to install. It's low friction. Just add to Chrome. The user gets a taste of the value. Maybe it solves one tiny problem really well. They get hooked on that convenience.
And
Then, once they rely on it, you introduce the upgrade. Hey, you've checked 100 emails today? Want advanced vocabulary suggestions? The user is already sold. You don't have to convince them to try the product. They are already using it. It lowers the CAC customer acquisition cost dramatically.
Just value-first marketing. You aren't promising value, you are demonstrating it. Okay, hack number 3, distribution.
The Chrome Web Store. People forget this exists, but it is a massive search engine. Millions of people search it every day for solutions. Ad blocker, screen recorder, SEO tool.
That's like the App Store in 2009.
It is. And the algorithm is still somewhat primitive compared to Google search. If you have a good extension with great keywords and high ratings, you can rank at the top very quickly. It is a source of free, organic traffic that most companies are completely ignoring.
And finally, hack number 4, stickiness.
This is about the war for attention.
Yeah, think about email marketing. You send an email, you are fighting for a subject line click in a crowded inbox. Think about social media ads. You are fighting for a millisecond of attention as someone scrolls past. It's a war zone out there.
But an extension, we have residency. You have prime real estate right next to the URL bar. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Even if they aren't clicking it, your logo is right there. It's a billboard in their office that they stare at for 8 hours a day. You cannot buy that kind of brand impression volume anywhere else.
Okay, I'm sold. I want a billboard in everyone's office. But I feel like there is a trap here. I've installed plenty of extensions. They were absolute garbage. They slowed down my computer. They were annoying. They popped up when I didn't want them.
Yes. And this is where most companies fail. They get excited about the real estate and they forget about the utility. The trap is thinking you should just shove your entire product into a 300-pixel wide window.
Here's our enterprise dashboard, now tiny.
Disaster. Do not do that. Orbach has a specific rule for this, the one perfect moment.
Tell us about the one perfect moment.
You have to identify a single, universal action your users take across the web, not on your site, on other sites. For Grammarly, that moment is writing. For Zoom, it's scheduling. For Honey, it's checkout.
So you strip everything else away.
Ruthlessly. Grammarly has a document editor, they have analytics, they have tone checkers. But in the extension, it's just the error correction. You focus only on the moment of need.
The source mentions a golden rule here that I think is crucial for anyone brainstorming this. Do not ask users to change their behavior.
Right. 10x what they're already doing. If they're already writing emails, help them write better emails. If they're already shopping, help them find better prices. Do not ask them to start a new habit. Just supercharge the existing one.
Okay, let's get practical. Supercharging sounds nice, but what can an extension actually do? The source lists 5 technical capabilities. I think it's helpful to run through these so listeners can mentally map them to their own business.
Sure. Think of these as your toolkit. Tool number 1, adding data. This is the Clearbit example. You can inject prices, ratings, or biographical info onto a page that didn't have it before. Imagine browsing Amazon and seeing eBay prices overlaid right on the image.
That's a strong visual.
Okay. Tool number 2, saving and organizing. This is the Notion or Pinterest model. Take this thing I found and put it in my safe place. If you run a recipe site, your extension should let users clip recipes from other sites into your meal planner.
Stealing traffic, essentially.
Aggregating value. Tool number 3, shortcuts. This is Zoom, a button that executes a complex task like creating a video link and pasting it in one click. If you can save your user 5 clicks, you win.
Speed is the killer app.
Tool number 4, transforming content. This is interesting. You can take text on a page and reformat it. Think of a reader view extension that strips away ads or a translation tool.
Got it.
And tool number 5, modifying the look. You can actually change the CSS, the design of a website, to make it more readable or accessible. For example, colorblind modes for websites that don't support them.
So if you're listening to this, you should be asking, where are my users struggling on other websites, and which of these 5 tools can I use to fix it?
Exactly. And notice none of those tools involve visiting my website.
That brings us to the final and I think most exciting part of this deep dive. Because so far, we've talked about SaaS, software as a service. But the source explicitly says, not a SaaS, no problem.
This is where the light bulb turns on for most people. This isn't just a tech strategy, it's a brand strategy.
Let's run through the idea menu from the source. Let's say I run a marketing agency. I sell services people power. I don't have a software product. Why do I need an extension?
To build authority and stay top of mind, the source suggests something like a viral post formatter. Imagine you build a simple tool that takes a block of text and formats it perfectly for LinkedIn, or Twitter adds the line breaks, maybe bolds the key phrases.
And it's branded with my agency's logo.
Exactly, or a branded screenshot tool. Agencies share screenshots all the time. Build a tool that snaps a picture of a website and automatically adds a beautiful background and your agency's logo in the corner. You give it to your clients. Every time they share a screenshot, they are advertising for you.
That is smart. It turns your clients into your billboard. What about e-commerce? This one feels aggressive.
It is aggressive. The classic play is the price comparison. Imagine you sell sneakers. You build an extension that activates when a user is on a competitor site, say Amazon or Nike. It pops up and says, hey, we have the same shoe for $10 less, or we have this in stock.
That's bold. You're literally poaching them from the competitor's store.
It's a fair game in the browser. Or try a loyalty play. Build an extension that auto-applies coupons. Users hate searching for discount codes. If your extension guarantees they always get the best deal at your store, they will never shop anywhere else, you are locking them in.
That is extremely powerful. Okay, let's look at education. Online courses, universities, coaching.
The challenge in education is cognitive load. Students are overwhelmed, so build a study helper. Let's say you teach a course on digital marketing. Build an extension that lets students clip examples of good marketing they see on the web directly into their course dashboard.
So I'm reading Forbes, I see a great ad, I click Save to Module 3.
Exactly. Or specific calculators. If you teach real estate investing, give them a free ROI calculator extension that overlays on Zillow or Redfin. They are browsing houses, they click your button, and it does the math.
And every time they crunch the numbers, they see your logo. You're the one giving them the answer.
You are associating your brand with helpfulness and expertise. You become the guide.
Last category, services, lawyers, consultants, real estate agents.
Trust is the currency here. The source suggests a contract term highlighter. Imagine a lawyer giving away a free tool that scans a page of text for standard legal clauses or potential red flags.
Wow, that's incredibly high value.
It is. It's like a freemium version of your legal advice. Or, for event organizers, a simple add to calendar button that carries your event branding and links back to the agenda.
The key insight here seems to be that even for a service business, these tools act as a 247 sales representative.
That's the perfect way to put it. It's a sales rep that doesn't sleep, doesn't ask for commission, and sits on the prospect's screen waiting for the exact moment they have a problem you can solve.
It really redefines what marketing collateral is. We used to think of brochures and business cards. This is utility as marketing.
Marketing used to be about interruption. Stop what you're doing and look at me. This approach is about support. Keep doing what you're doing, let me help you do it better.
So we've covered the shift from portal to extension. We've covered the 4 hacks of retention, acquisition, distribution, stickiness. We've covered the trap of bloatware and the one perfect moment. As we wrap up, what is the bottom line? If a listener wants to execute this tomorrow, what is the mandate?
The mandate is simple. Stop waiting for users to come to you. Go to them. Find one small, repetitive friction point your customers face on other websites. Build a simple tool to fix it. Give it away for free.
And 10x their existing behavior.
Don't change them. Enhance them.
It's such a compelling argument.
Yeah.
We spend so much budget driving traffic to our sites, but the data shows the traffic is staying in the browser.
The party is in the browser. You can either stand outside and hand out flyers, or you can go inside and serve the drinks.
I want to leave everyone with a final thought to chew on. We started with that stat. 8 hours a day.
Right.
If your customers are spending 8 hours a day staring at that specific toolbar, and you aren't there,
Then, for the vast majority of their digital life, you are effectively invisible.
are you invisible? That is a haunting question for any marketer.
It definitely makes you look at that blank gray space in your browser a little differently.
It certainly does. I think I need to go audit my own browser usage now.
I'm afraid to look at my screen time stats.
We'll keep those private. That's it for this deep dive. We hope this sparks some ideas for your own everywhere moment.
Go find that moment. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.